Hi everyone, welcome to my studio. Today we're going to do a Cadillac workout. I'd say probably a level intermediate, and we'll be using the yellow short springs. We'll be using some long springs for the hip work, and then we're going to be using the push-through bar with all of the springs. You'll also want something to put your head on for your footwork, so have all that ready and let's get started. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to start facing this way, and I'm going to grab my springs, and I'm going to start with a roll up. So I'm going to have my legs together, feet slightly plantar flexed. I've been trying to relax my feet a little bit more, but I'm still going to be reaching. Palms are facing each other, and just drawing my abdominals in, making sure my spine's in a nice neutral position to start. I inhale, lifting the head and shoulders. I exhale to that C curve. I breathe in at the top and exhale back down. Again. I inhale, I think slight posterior tilted pelvis here, and then I'm going to come up and over. I breathe in at the top and exhale down, warming up the back, warming up the body. Let's do 3 more. I breathe in, I look straight ahead to where I want to go. Inhale at the top and exhale. And each time I'm doing a quick little body scan to feel where my body is today. I breathe in and elongation of the spine, even in that C curve. I breathe in and exhale to come down. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, exhale. I inhale and slowly all the way down. I'm going to bend my knees and I'm going to keep my feet together, and I'm going to do a variation of the mini roll-up. I'm just going to take a look, make sure the legs are in the right position. Spine is in neutral to start. Pelvis is in neutral. I'm going to lift to the tip of my scapula. That's my beginning and my end point. I want to try to maintain that neutral pelvic position throughout. As I exhale, I go forward. Once I feel that pelvis starting to anterior tilt, I've gone past my limit. Inhale back down to the tip of the scapula. Exhale. Trying to get as much lumbar flexion as possible. Inhale down. And exhale. And I think of drawing my abdominals back as my shoulders come forward. So I have 2 directions of energy. And trying to keep my shoulders relaxed. And down. We have 1 more time. Hold this last one. Slide the legs forward. Come all the way up. Take your right spring, go ahead and lower it down. Take your left spring into your right hand. Bend the knees and come all the way down. I'm going to get back into that position. I'm going to take my left hand behind my head. I go into a chest lift first, and then I rotate, and then I lift from there. And down. Again. So my right side is having to anchor. Again. Exhale. And inhale. Last 2. We'll do 5 on each side. And down. Just take a quick little look at those knees. Make sure that we're not shifting. This is our 5th one. and down. Now de-rotate, straighten those legs, and come up. And we switch sides. Take that other side, bend the knees, and roll down. Make sure the hips are nice and even. Take the hand behind the head, elbows wide. I exhale to lift. I rotate, and I think of just outside that the outside of that thigh. That's where my sternum's going to. From here, as I exhale, and down. Again. Not letting go of this right side. I've got to keep the obliques holding this in and almost together. And this is 3. And down. 2 more. And down. 1 more. Hold. Straighten the legs. Rotate. Reach. And come all the way up. And then reach the arms straight ahead. Sit up nice and tall. Roll down. Take the arms back. Grab onto your side vertical pulls. We're going to do a little bit of our spine twist supine before we start our footwork. So elbows are wide. We inhale. We exhale. Again. And I try not to let go of my abdominals as I'm rotating. That's the challenge. So I've got to draw my ribs towards my back throughout this movement. And one more each direction. And center. And last one. And straighten the legs. We do the same thing. If the hamstrings are tight, keep the knees slightly bent. I inhale. I've just lengthened the lever. And center. Other way. Over. Moving in that transverse plane. Not letting go of the abdominals. Again. Again. Sometimes our more mobile clients, this is such a challenge. And last set, they want to let go of those trunk stabilizers. We've got to keep that stable. One more. And I'm going to bend the knees, lower the feet, and come all the way up. And we're going to go right into our footwork. So grab your strap. I'm going to have 2 red springs. Put it right about there. And bring it up. And again, if you don't have a little headrest here, you can use a chair, you can use a big ball, whatever you need. And I'm going to slide under. And I like to place my shoulders right at the edge. That works for my body. I'm going to draw it in. I'm going to start on my heels. And I want to find that neutral position again. I don't want to be jamming my back down into the mat. If I needed to scoot back because of tight hamstrings, I just go that way. I'm going to pretend my feet are on the ceiling, keep them on the ceiling. As I inhale without the pelvic position changing, I bend and then I straighten. Again. And we'll do 8 of each. I'm thinking hip extension just as much as knee extension. And inhale. And that's 3. I'm folding right at that hip. And just checking to make sure I'm not popping my ribs. And exhale. 5. And bend. hamstrings are a little squeaky today. And 6, and 2 more, 7, and last one. And I take one foot. I'm just going to kind of squiggle. And I'm going to plantar flex my feet, but I'm going to make sure I can maintain that exact position. And not crazy high, just a nice plantar flexed position to where I know I'm using my ankle stabilizers. I bend without the pelvis changing. I exhale, press, and press. Again. Shoulders are relaxed. I love doing footwork on the Cadillac because I can watch my feet. 3. And exhale. 4. And 5. And resist on the bend. 6. And 2 more. 7, and last one. 8. I bring the heels together into my V position. Now I'm going to make sure that I'm not rolling out with those ankles. Inhale to bend the knees. Now I'm thinking hip extension, knee extension, and adduction. Again, inhale. And exhale, draw those inner thighs together. Again. And press. And 5. And no tension in the body. And 6. Making sure I'm pressing evenly through both feet. 7. And last one. I'm going to go to my wide V heel. So I'm going to take the heel to the bar, the ball of the foot to the side bar. If that's uncomfortable, just bring the ball of the feet inward a little bit. A lot of my clients, this position doesn't work for, so we have to find the appropriate one for them. Have enough dorsiflexion, they're going to need to bring the feet in a little bit. That's 1. But I need the dorsiflexion. And 2. I can feel my hips warming up. And 3. And exhale, push through the heels. 4. And exhale, 5. And 6. Let's do 2 more. And last one. 1 foot at a time, I go ball of the feet, ball of the feet. I like to straighten, make sure I'm in the right position, and pelvis is in neutral. I bend, resisting that spring, eccentrically working. Exhale, again. And 3. And 4. And I'm going to decrease my point a little bit. I'm depending on my calves more than I want to. 5. And 6. 2 more. 7. Last one. And then go back to the ball of the feet, toes, parallel. And as I inhale, I'm going to dorsiflex those feet. I'm going to imagine that I'm pulling the ball of the feet towards me, shortening these springs, and then exhale, point. Inhale. And as I'm pointing, I'm making sure that my ankles are neither supinating or pronating. I'm really trying to keep that neutral position. And 4, and dorsiflex, and 5. We have 3 more working through that ankle joint, and 6, and 2 more. And last one. We go into our prances. I'm going to plantar flex the right, dorsiflex the left, both point and switch, and switch. And paying attention to both positions. And we have 2 more sets. 1 and 1, and last one, 2 and 2. Point, bend the knees in, take the bar carefully. I'm going to take one spring off. I'm just going to take it down. And then I'm going to take the right foot. I'm going to bring it across on the heel. So I'm going to straighten the leg. I'm going to bring this other leg down. I'm going to take a look to make sure this left leg is directly down from my hip joint. I want to keep this right hip anchored. From here, I'm going to externally rotate at the hip. Oh, I feel that in my glute. And then I'm going to bend. Again. So the whole time, I'm trying to keep my hips in neutral. 2. Keep my trunk stable. And 3. Inhale. 4. Just want to take another look, make sure I'm in the right position. 5 and 6. Let's do 2 more. 7 and last one. Now I like to cross and take it down. So I'm there, take a look, square the hips, and then externally rotate. Woo, right from that hip joint. Knee is in line with the hip. So I almost think of this left knee going towards my left shoulder and push through that heel. And 3 and 4. 5. If it's too much of a stretch, just decrease the angle of the leg. Take it a little bit away from that midline. And 6. And 2 more. 7. And last one. And bend the knee. Take the foot down. I want to do 1 roll up. I'm just going to move my spine a little bit, and then I'm going to take us into some spinal articulation. I inhale, I exhale. Just feel that length in the spine. 1 bend, 1 straighten, roll. Oh, that felt so good. Let's just do it again. Inhale. Up, bend, straighten, opening up those shoulders, lengthening that spine. Push the bar up and forward as I roll down. And this last time. Lift, I bend and straighten and scoot the body down. Take your hands under the vertical bars. We're going to set this up like tower, but we're going to do short spine here. So it's kind of a fun variation. Again, I'm going to have it sprung with 1 spring. I'm going to bring my feet onto the bar. I'm in my V position. I'm going to take my hands onto that bar. I'm going to start with my legs bent, so I'm in the beginning of my short spine. I'm trying to get my tailbone down. As I inhale, I'm going to reach my legs to the ceiling, straightening my knees. As I exhale, I lift. As I inhale, I bend. As I exhale, I roll. I go all the way down, so I'm keeping my legs bent. I inhale, I straighten. I exhale. I inhale. I exhale. Keeping that angle at the knee joint and the hip joint throughout, all the way down. Ah, I love it on my spine. Inhale and bend and roll. Feeling my back warming up, loosening up. One more time. I straighten. I lift. I bend. And I roll. I then go into my short spine reverse. I keep the knees bent. I inhale, prepare. I exhale. I lift. I inhale, I straighten. I exhale, I roll down. I inhale to bend. I exhale. I straighten. I roll. Each time I get a little bit more movement in my back. And I bend. And I roll. And I reach. So each one might look slightly different because I'm getting more mobility. Last time, I bend. I articulate that spine. I press. I roll. Ah, feels great. I take the legs parallel, bend the knees, take the feet out gently, turn my head side to side. And then I'm going to come up, I'm going to take this down. We're going to go and do a little bit of abdominal work and then some hip work. Back feels good, so I'm just going to get this out of our way. And we're going to use it again in a little bit. Coming down to this end, switch your arm springs. We'll use them in a little bit. I'm going to do the purple long springs. I have it a little bit higher than halfway, right around there. So I'm going to come to my supine position, scoot this out of my way. We're going to do a little bit of hundreds and a little bit of a hamstring pull variation, hamstring pull 3. So I'm going to reach my arms back, draw those knees, inhale, prepare, exhale. Find your lowest point with your legs. Anchor your abdominals and inhale as we exhale. In 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do one extra because I think I skipped one. In 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Bend the knees, straighten them up to the ceiling, lower the trunk. Now, hands are going to go behind the head. You're going to go into a chest lift. So instead of this being our home base for our hamstring pulls, I'm going to make this the home base. And we're going to do our hamstring pull 3. So you're going to bring your right leg up, rotate to it, give me 2 pulses. Down. Down. I know we usually have the other leg on the floor. I'm making those hip flexors work a little bit. Lift that trunk a little bit more, chest higher, and reach, and lift. And let's do one more. Last one. Hold. Lift the trunk, bend the knees, grab on, and lower the legs, grab your straps. We go right into our hip work. We're going to make this a little special today. So I'm going to use straight arms. I really like using that leverage. Also, sometimes I get pulled that way, so this takes care of that problem. We are going to do our single leg supine, but we're going to have both legs in the straps. So you're going to take your legs about 2/3 of the way down. Starting with the right foot, I'm going to flex the foot and bend the knee. We do 3 parallel frogs. And in. And 2. And last one. Slightly point. Bring the leg up. I go into my circles. Down. Keeping the leg parallel. And 2. And one more. 3. I then reverse it. 3 each direction. And this other leg is trying to move. I'm trying to keep it still. 2. And one more is 3. Give me 3 hip extension. I'm trying not to lock the knees. 2. And last one. 3 bicycle, reverse. Again. And I don't want to lose tension in the spring, so I'm not going to go to my highest point. And 3. And reverse. Again. 2. And last one. And hold that leg down. Flex that other foot, bring it in, and press. Just want to check those legs. And this one's a little bit tired because it was being held. 2. And last one. Shaking a little bit. And we go into our circles down. Parallel. Again. 2. And 3. And reverse it. 1. 2. And last one. I go into my hip extension. 1. 2. And last one. I go into the bicycle. Spring goes on the outside. Knee stays parallel on the inside. That's 1. And 2. And 3. Reversing. And 1. And 2. Keeping those hips stable. And 3. And bring the right leg up. Bend those knees. And take it down. Coming up. Whew, we're going to do a stretch. We're going to do kind of a variation of the kneeling stretch on the reformer. So So grab your yellow short springs because we're going to use them for a little bit. I'm going to keep the bar at the same height. This works for me. And we're going to come onto our knees. Grab your handles. You want to feel tension in the springs. And we're going to start with bringing that right foot forward. And take your left foot and scoot it back a little bit. So finding your position. I like staying on the ball of the foot for this. I just get more of a stretch in my hip flexors. And nice deep breaths. We're going to do 2 of each side. I'm thinking of dropping my right hip down, posteriorly tucking my pelvis. I'm there for those few breath cycles. And then I release to the ball of the foot. Flex that right foot and send the hips back. And maintain this position. Not easy. And then again, I'm going to lower that ball. I'm going to go to the ball of the left foot. Get that hip flexor stretch. I love this stretch because it really requires stability as much as flexibility. And then ball of the foot, flex. And I think of reaching my right hip down, activating my left side of my trunk, keeping my spine long, keeping my back extensors active, but my abdominals working too. And I'm going to come down, switch sides. So I'm going to pull this right side back, the left side forward, right about there I think is good for me. I'm going to press forward, ball of the foot, and I'm going to find that position. Tucking this right side. I think this is a tighter hip flexor. I feel it immediately. And opening the front of the body. Little bit of chest expansion here. And I'm going to release first, flex, and pull back. And we all have a more stable side. I think this is my more stable side, at least today. And I go back into it one more time. Flex that foot and tuck. The tendency is we want to just sink into it. That'll lose the stretch. I want to think of lifting up through that pelvic floor, tucking, really pulling up. More up than down. And then ball of the foot on the right side, dorsiflex on the left side. Press that pelvis back. And breathe. And I come up. I'm going to take both knees back. I'm going to do a little bit of a thigh stretch. So arms are going to be here. I'm going to tuck that pelvis. I'm going to go into that slight trunk flexion, and I'm going to hinge. Inhale, and I'm going to come right back up, all the way, and neutral position. Again. So imagine that I'm going into almost my trunk flexion, almost hundreds position. I lift those abdominals up. I even think adductors. I keep that connection all the way. Nothing changes. I breathe in and one more. Deepen that position. And there. When you feel like you're going to fall forward, you're in a good spot. I remember asking Will that, is that right? He said yes. So, feel like I'm going to fall forward. And take it back. Maintain the position. Don't lose it. Take it to where you can. And up take a seat. We're going to go into some arm work. So legs are going to be out in front of us. I'm going to start with my chest expansion wide. If I have to scoot closer or farther, I'll feel it after the first time. I inhale and return. 5 of each. 2 and 3. I'm opening as much as I can. 4 and 5. Palms up, biceps. 2 and 3 and 4. And last one. I take the handles into one hand. I turn the body around. I'm going to kneel and I'm going to lean forward just as we do with our standing arm work. So I'm going to go right into my tree hugs. Make sure I'm in the right position as I exhale. 1 and 2. And fingers can be open or closed. 3 and 2 more. 4 and last one. 5. Now I'm going to bend the elbows. I'm going to go into my punches. I like wrapping the hands. I think of the name, punches. So I try to simulate what I would think it would feel like. And reach, reach. You can inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, 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 inhale. One more set. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Bring it in and lower it down. We're going to go into some lateral flexion. So we're going to come over to this side. I'm going to take my headrest down. And then I have this little shelf that I'm going to pull in. You're going to need your safety strap, so I hope you have one on your Cadillac. And I'm going to pull it up. You're going to take this and spring it with one. You don't have to use a spring, but I would recommend learning it with the spring. One spring. I'm going to come and cross my top foot over the bottom. I'm going to grab onto my bar and I'm going to come, here's my ribs, I'm going to come just below my ribs. So I've got to find that position. Top of my waistband. Hand is in line with my hip. Other hand goes behind my head. I'm going to inhale, side bend, exhale, and up. Inhale, and so the spring is helping me. It's making it almost enjoyable. 3 and 4 and the farther you're off the edge of the Cadillac, the more challenging it's going to be. And 6. We have 2 more. And 7. And last one is 8. And down. And now we come up, spin around. I'll do 8 on the other side. All right, so we have to find that position. Stack those hips. Take a look. You're here. Pulling the ribs in on the bottom. Taking that hand behind the head. I go into this nice side stretch. 1. I want to make sure that my pelvis isn't going back or forward. I want to make sure my shoulders are not going back or forward. That's 2. 3. 4. Cadillac today. And 6, 2 more. It's not me, it's my Cadillac. 7, and the last one. 8. I come down. Now I'll come up, grab the vertical bar, slide out, step on up. We're going to go into our prone 1 with a variation for our extension. So this is a variation that I created as a prep for an exercise from the master's program, from the Bassi Legacy program. So I'm just going to get that out of my way. So the Bassi Legacy exercise is so challenging for me that I wanted to figure out how I could prepare myself. So this is one I do, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So I'm going to start my prone 1 position. I like to start with the bar in line with the vertical bars. I come down, and I'm going to do a few prone 1s. So I'm going to make sure first my abdominals are active, right? So I don't dump into my lower back. I want to try not to squeeze my glutes. I don't want to use my glutes to lift. I want to use my back extensors to lift. As I inhale, I draw the scapula down, articulating up, and then reach right back down. Again, I lift. My back is working. The spring is assisting, but I want to know my back is involved. And one more like that. I lift. And now this time we're going to add on. We're going to lift up. Now, I unwrap my thumbs. Be careful when you unwrap. I'm going to reach one arm off and down. Other side. Off and down. I come down. 3 times. And this is a challenge for me. So I know I need it. Reach and down. Shoulder flexion. Reach and down and lower. Last 2. I lift and up. I know if I keep practicing it, I'll get that prone 2 with shoulder flexion and down. And the last one, I lift and maybe higher and down. Higher and down. And there. To come up, simply take one hand out and carefully bring it up. Rounding into your rest position for a moment. And just let those hips move gently side to side. Nice Cadillac workout. And we'll roll it up, flexion in that spine. And thank you very much. See you next time. Bye-bye.